25th July 2024, Navi Mumbai's Uran Taluka locality. 20-year-old Yashashree Shinde left for her home in the afternoon, stating to her parents that she was going to meet some of her friends. Afternoon turned into evening and evening turned into late night. There was no sign of her return. The next day, early in the morning, at around 2:30 am, her body was found in a garbage dump surrounded by street dogs trying to eat her flesh. She was stabbed multiple times throughout the body, including her private parts, and her face was badly crushed with a stone. As per the postmortem report, she was still alive while all this was happening, making it one of the most brutal murders of recent times. The details of this case are so weird that by the end it will leave you conflicted about who was at fault, the accused, the victim, or just bad luck. So let's dive into the full case study. I am Sam and you're watching Crime Stories by Sam. Late in the night, Surinder Kumar lodged a missing complaint about his 20-year-old daughter Yashashree. She worked as a data analyst in a private company in Belapur, and as usual, she left for her office early in the morning. But by mid-afternoon, she returned home by taking a half-day leave and soon left again to meet some of her friends. She was supposed to return by evening, but it was already late in the night and there was no sign of her return. Her worried parents tried to contact her, but her phone was switched off. Adding to their worries, when they called her friends to know about her whereabouts, they found out that none of them had met her today. Seeing the severity of the situation, police quickly started her search. It was already past midnight, and at around 2:30 am, police got a call informing them about an unidentified dead body of a girl surrounded by street dogs near a garbage dump. The girl's body, along with her private parts, were badly mutilated, and her face was crushed with a stone, indicating the enormous hatred the killer had for the girl. As the body was in an unidentifiable state, Surinder Kumar and her wife were called to identify it, and by the girl's cloth and accessories, they confirmed that it was indeed the body of Yashashree. Generally, this kind of hatred is always linked to events of the past. Therefore, without wasting any time, police started collecting details of such past events in Yashashree's life. Though there were no such events in recent history, about 5 years ago in 2019, one such incident took place. A 23-year-old man named Daud Sheikh, who worked as a bus conductor, was stalking Yashashree in her school and coaching classes. One day, Surinder Kumar caught both of them talking and lodged a police complaint against him. As Yashashree was a minor at that time, thus Daud was arrested under the POCSO Act. After getting this info, one team of police collects the court proceeding details of Daud, and the other team collects and scans all the CCTV footage around the location where Yashashree's phone was last active. After hours of scanning, police at last found a footage of Yashashree where she could be seen passing by while talking to someone on the phone, and approximately 8 minutes later, Daud was seen following her. This confirmed that Daud was definitely involved in the matter. Later, when the police were questioning Yashashree's friends, none of them had any idea about Daud. But one of them stated that on 24th July, that is a day before Yashashree went missing, she called and told her that she is about to meet a guy whom she is scared and reluctant to meet, but has to meet him under compulsion. The friend in fact suggested her to avoid meeting him, and also offered to come along with her for moral support, but Yashashree refused and went alone. Now, as the friend had no idea about the guy's name, their place of meeting, or the reason behind her compulsion, the police started scanning the call details of Yashashree to get more detailed info. This step not only paved the way to bring the truth out, but also brought out the lies of Yashashree. Call records revealed two numbers with which Yashashree talked the most. One was of Daud Sheikh, the same man who stalked her in 2019 and was arrested on her complaint, and second was of a man named Mohsin. From the face of it, police thought it was a case of love triangle, But when police arrested Mohsin and interrogated him, he stated that he is a friend of Dawood, and whenever due to an argument Yashashree blocked Dawood's number, he used his phone to contact her. After all this info, now Dawood became the prime suspect of the case. Now, to trace his movement, police tracked the phone location and bank details of Dawood. Basically, Dawood took a train and first travelled from Uran to Belapur, then from Belapur to Panvel. In Panvel, he asked one of his friends to transfer some money to his account, which he quickly encashed from an ATM. Then he took a bus and travelled from Panvel to his village in Karnataka's Gulbarga, where his grandmother lived. After spending some days in his village, to avoid any further tracking, he switched off his phone and left it with his grandmother and left for an undisclosed location. When the police was unable to track any of his further movements, they activated their informer network, who then revealed that Dawood was living in the mountain ranges near his village, and to avoid getting caught, he was continuously changing his location. Finally, based on the tip of an informer, on 30th July 2024, at around morning 5 am, the police arrested Dawood. Now it was time for him to reveal some truth, but rather he opened a Pandora box of secrets that were both shocking and completely changed the direction of the case. Basically, back in 2019, after some 1.5 months in prison, Dawood was out on bail, but immediately after, he had a road accident which put him on bed rest for 45 days. Thereafter, he left Mumbai and went to Karnataka. As per Dawood, he and Yashashree had known each other for quite some time, and after getting out of prison, they started talking again. All this were confirmed by the call recordings that he saved on his phone. Along with talking for hours on the phone with Dawood, Yashashree also had a tattoo of his name on her chest. Now, Dawood wanted Yashashree to marry him and afterwards move with him to Karnataka. But even after repeatedly coercing her, Yashashree refused to marry him. Thus, to settle the matter for once and for all, on 22nd July he left for Uran to meet Yashashree, and on 23rd and 24th July, both of them met. But as opposed to what Dawood thought, a fed-up Yashashree rather asked him not to meet her ever again. But Yashashree was naive enough to realize that Dawood had such a weapon in his hand with which he could compel her to do anything he wants. Basically, he had a bunch of explicit photos of Yashashree, which she gave to him out of love, and he started blackmailing her on the pretext of uploading them online. In fact, to prove his point, on the evening of 24th July, he uploaded one such photo on Facebook and immediately deleted it. Seeing all this, Yashashree unwillingly agreed to meet him on 25th July, that is the day of her murder. Now, as you know, she left in the afternoon stating that she had to meet some of her friends. Rather, she travelled to a desolate place near Juinagar railway station to meet Dawood. As usual, their meeting turned into a heated argument, but this time things escalated too far, so much that in a fit of rage, Dawood took a knife out of his pocket and started stabbing her throughout her body, including her private parts. But all this was not enough to satiate his rage. Thus, he picked up a big rock from nearby and crushed her face. The police found out that he bought 2 new knives for this exact purpose only, which concluded that he never came with a talk and settle mindset, but rather came with the only intent to kill Yashashree. Currently, Dawood is in police custody and court proceedings are still going on. Now, as I said at the start of the video, I am going to reveal one such important detail of this case that will leave you conflicted about who is actually at fault here, the accused, the victim, or just bad luck. Basically, 5 days before the incident, the court issued a non-bailable warrant against Dawood for consecutive violations of not attending the court proceedings of his 2019 POCSO case. Now imagine if the police had arrested him within these 5 days, all this would not have happened and Yashashree would have been safe and full of life. If you observe carefully, all three are at fault here. Dawood for his psycho mindset, Yashashree for being naive enough to send her explicit photos to Daud, and just bad luck too, as Daud could not be arrested in those 5 days before the incident. So this was all about today's case. Hope this video helps you in keeping you and your loved ones safe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.